In this video, we want to summarize everything that we have explored with transformations so far. So f of x could be any function that we're given. It could be one of our basic parent functions or just a graph that we've been given. And we want to start with seeing what has happened when we multiply f of x by -1. Remember, f of x is just a fancy way of writing y. So basically, we're multiplying our y values by -1. So if you take a look at the graph, where the black graph is the function that I've been given, that's my graph f of x. If my y values become negative, so like let's look at this individual point here. Here my y value is +2. So if I multiply that y value by a negative, then that means that that point becomes this point down here because now my y value is -2. So notice, to go from this black graph to this red graph, we just jumped across the x-axis. In other words, that is going to be a reflection across the x-axis. So when we multiply our y values by a -1, that means we have a negative f of x. That's going to cause a reflection across the x-axis. Now look at the difference. F of -x means we're multiplying our x values by -1. So the x values are going to change sign. So once again, if we look at that same coordinate that we had started with before, my x value here is +4. So if the x value becomes negative, then that means that this point jumps across and becomes this point over here. Now my x value is -4. So to go from this black graph to my green graph, I just reflected across the y-axis. So when the x values are multiplied by a -1, that causes a reflection across the y-axis. So those are our reflections. Next one is looking at what happens when we are multiplying our function by a value, and that value is what we're calling a. Now, notice, we are not going to worry about a being negative. If a was a negative value, then that would mean we would be up here having a reflection. So we're only going to consider positive a values. So in this case, we're really going to be considering the absolute value of a because we don't care about whether a is negative or not for the vertical stretches and shrinks. Again, a negative a value would cause a reflection. So taking a look at if you have a number multiplied out in front by your function, and again, thinking about this like we just did previously, if f of x is really another way of writing y, we're multiplying our y values by a number. So if that number is greater than 1, then we have a vertical stretch. So if absolute value of a is greater than 1, that means my y values are being multiplied by a value greater than 1. That causes my y values to become larger, and that's my vertical stretch. So on my graph over here, if we have the absolute value of a, and that's multiplied out in front by our function, that'll cause that vertical stretch if the absolute value of a is a number greater than 1. However, if we're talking about a value that is a fraction between 0 and 1, so if absolute value of a is between 0 and 1, such as 1/2 or 1/3, then that's going to be our vertical shrink. So that would be, in this case here, where the absolute value of a is between 0 and 1, a fraction, that's going to be a vertical shrink. Now we'll move on to the shifting, which is often the easiest of all the transformations, which is why I always recommend that you shift last when you're working on your transformations and you have several. The shifting is often the easier motion, so I always like to do that one last. So if you have an h value, and notice that this value is inside the parenthesis, so it is impacting the x values, that's why it is a horizontal shift. If we have x minus h, then we found in our exploration that that was going to cause a shift to the right, h units. So on my graph here, if the black graph is the graph I was given, that would be f of x. If I shift right, then that's going to produce this red graph. So the equation would be f of x minus h. When you have a minus value and minus h here, that produces a shift to the right. However, if you have f of x plus h, then we saw in our exploration that produced a shift to the left h unit. So that would be the purple graph here, where you can see there's been a shift to the left, and that would be f of x plus h. And then lastly, we have our vertical shifts up and down. So once again, if you just remember that f of x is basically like saying y, then we have our y values, and we're adding a k value, and that's going to cause that shift up. So a shift up k units if we're adding our k value, whereas we're going to have a shift down because we're subtracting a value from our y value, all of our y values, and that will produce that shift down k units. So on my graph on the right, the black one again is my parent function. If we were shifting up, that would be the orange graph. So this orange graph would be f of x plus a constant of k. And then my green graph would be f of x minus a constant of k.